Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I am super excited for today's video because this is a conversation that I have with people pretty frequently and telling them that these are the houseplants that you absolutely need to buy if you want to see some really prolific, quick growth in your house and feel like an awesome plant mom. So without further ado, today's video is going to be all about my top 5 fastest growing houseplants. First up on the list, we have one that might not seem like it's had a ridiculous amount of growth, but every time I buy one of these, specifically this was originally what we thought was a burgundy princess, but it has since proved that it is not a burgundy princess, it is a pink princess, and for that I am so thankful. But every time I get one of these philodendron, they just start shooting out growth left and right with the absolute utmost neglect. I have this one currently, and I have one more, definitely a burgundy princess or reverted pink princess, that it seems like once a week they're gonna put out a new leaf, and without any sort of like special care or anything like that, I'm telling you, my watering schedule is horrific right now. But when I got this plant, I believe my top leaf was this one. So it just had all of the stuff that you can see below. You can see that. And since then, it's only been maybe about, I don't know, maybe a month and some change. I have 5 new leaves. And when there's something as special as this that's going to come out with an all pink leaf, it makes it that much more exciting. My burgundy princess I have already cut back at least once, but I'm telling you, if you can get your hands on a pink princess or even a burgundy princess, you won't regret it because they do grow very quickly in all different kinds of environments. This one is sitting in a pretty, I would say a pretty medium light setting. Definitely hasn't been in any bright light, and on occasion that light is low because it's actually artificial. There's no high humidity in there. The only thing that it definitely does have is that it's next to some other plants, but one of them is a Raven ZZ, so that's not like that's excellent. And it gets constant airflow because I have a fan that actually blows in that direction. And I currently have it in soil, but it is in one of my netted pots just because I didn't have a nursery pot to put it in. Ooh. And so this one, with, like I said, with minimal care, it puts out new growth constantly. I mean, this leaf just came out last week and I already have this new baby leaf coming in. If you can see. Oh, well, it's not gonna focus very well, but I highly recommend a reverted pink princess, aka burgundy princess, or a pink princess if you can get one. Next up, we have probably an unexpected addition to the list. We have my Begonia maculata whitey. This one is not one that I thought was going to grow very well. It's the only begonia I have ever owned. This is one of the trending tropicals plants from Costa Farms. I got this at maybe in March or so, and it is sitting next to a grow light, mind you, but it doesn't have any specific like high humidity over in this area, and I just took cuttings from it yesterday, and I've taken other cuttings from it as well. You can see I took a cutting from way back there, and I think I took a top cutting up here, but it was maybe like this amount of leaves, just this bottom section right here, like maybe 4 or 5 leaves at the bottom when I got it. And it's still in the original Costa Farms pot and Costa Farms potting soil. I haven't done anything with it except for water it with my specific watering combination that helps my plants grow. But this one is certainly a good starter begonia if you are wanting to get into begonia. It just grows, I mean, literally like a weed, and it's so full. I mean, you can see around over here. It's honestly kind of ridiculous just how much growth this thing has on it. And like I said, I have taken I have taken propagations from it, different cuttings, just cut here under the node, and then it ends up pushing out another leaf. So I wish I could show you a good example. Here we go. I took cuttings in here, disregard my fungus gnat tape. I took a cutting here and then it ended up pushing out this new leaf next to it. So that's a good example of just how much propagating can help you, chopping and propping can help you get a fuller plant if that's what you're looking for. So that again is Begonia maculata whitey, and this is a trending tropicals one. Next up on the list, we do have one that I am not going to take out from behind this corner just because it's really in there and super hard to get out. But it is going to be my Monstera atansonai. If you can see, this one is up on a totem, and I do have it in a pot back here, if you can see. Yeah, it's in that bucket pot there. But this plant is ridiculous. I have taken so many cuttings from this plant, and if you can see back there by the window, it is past that wood post that it's supposed to be on, and it's drooping down off of the side. It's currently sitting in a west facing window, and it loves it. It probably would love if I would water it a little bit more frequently, but you know, that's my life right now. And every Monstera atansonai that I have owned has actually put out growth, like, I mean, multiple leaves a week. I can't even tell you exactly how many. And all of these leaves are so super gorgeous. It's super carefree. I water it maybe like, well, now that it's super hot outside, I water it maybe like once every week and a half. And it just, oh my gosh, it is so prolific, and the leaves are so large. And it's perfect to propagate and give to your friends because it grows like a weed. So that is any and all Monstera atansonai. This would not be a fast growth video if I did not mention my beautiful Ceropegio woodii, or string of hearts. If you can see, it is this one kind of in the background over here. But this one has some definite hang time on it, and I have taken numerous cuttings from this as well. I do have two of these plants. I have one there and I have one over there. I have chopped the life out of that one, so disregard that one. That one though, the original was down touching the floor over here. That one was the original one that I got last season, like barely going over the top of the pot. Within one summer, these will spill out of the pot. This one was probably right around here when I got it, maybe if that, and it just keeps pushing out new growth. It is such a prolific grower, and since it's more of a succulent variety, I don't know if you can see it up there. Since it's more of a succulent variety, it requires very little water. I water this one maybe once every 2 weeks, and it will flower. It's one of the only houseplants that I've had actually that will flower, but it grows so quickly without even having to worry about how often you're watering it. She is looking a little bit bald on top. You'll have to disregard that. But this is, again, a west-facing window. I wish this would focus a little bit better. Here we go. You can see we have some blooms. And right now, this is probably, I don't know, maybe about 4 feet long, but that's after taking multiple cuttings. So it is such a prolific grower. Beautiful foliage. And that is String of Hearts, or Ceropegio woodii. Next on my list, we have one of my favorites to talk about actually. It is Rapha Tetrasperma. This is my oldest Rapha Tetrasperma. If you noticed in front of my Monstera atansonai, that one was actually my newest one that I got. That's the one that had the variegated leaf on it, which I'm super excited about. But this is one that I have also taken numerous, I mean countless cuttings from. And this absolutely grows like a weed. Please disregard the Christmas present I still haven't given to my father down there. But you can see I just moved it in here recently and put it on this moss pole. It does get light from this grow light that sits over here, and right there is normally where my pink princess sits. But even in lighting conditions like this, be it artificial, I do have a window over here, it is still thriving. It's pushing out probably, I would even go as far as saying 2 leaves a week with Rapha Tetrasperma. and the leaves just come out so perfectly. I don't know if this is the tissue cultured version or not, but I don't really care regardless. This one is just such an amazing grower and grows very tall. If you don't get it on a moss pole within like the first bit of growth, like I should have started it once it was down here, you will regret it because it grows wild and crazy and very tall. And I got the moss poles that you can stack here, so that I actually need to get another one coming up soon so that I can just keep going up. There is a vent right there, so that's not exactly ideal, but otherwise highly suggest, don't overpay for these, because some people want to charge like $50 for a plant like this, and you don't need to spend $50. But I would highly suggest, look how crooked that thing is, getting one of these if you want something that's going to be very satisfying in the rate of growth. Last on the list, can you believe I've gone this entire time without even mentioning a golden pothos? But this is not a golden pothos, and this is actually not a pothos at all. This is Schadapsis, Pictus, Argerius. This is one of my favorites, and I believe this was in my top 5 favorite houseplant video of last year. You can see this is in one of the Costa Farms pots. I got this, I want to say like last October on a drunken Walmart trip with my friends. And it survives over here in a, I think this is a southeast window, and it just pushes out growth. I've cut it as well, and it just keeps going, and it's still pretty full on top somehow. I don't understand. I haven't changed the soil at all. I just watered it yesterday, but this one is actually, I keep putting these clear hooks on the wall, but I don't have a spot for this one to go right now, so I just tucked it back up here. And it's wrapping around my back door. Oh, crazy plant lady. And it does have a little bit of hang time there, but what's really impressive is what goes across the walls. I don't know what to do with it after it. I guess I'm just gonna trail it all the way back into my living room because it's so insane. But this is such a carefree plant, an excellent plant for a first-time plant buyer, and one that will give you exactly what you need if you want to feel that satisfaction of a quick, long, like jungle vibe type plant. When it is ready to be watered, actually, it does also signal you. It will curl its leaves under a little bit instead of being kind of sturdy like this. This leaf will curl, and you can tell that it's kind of ready, and it might drop like one leaf or so if it's super ready to be watered. But like I said, I just watered this one last night. And look at all those little baby leaves coming up. How cute. Oh, I love it. I think this is one of the ones that I did cut for a different video. Oh, and I cut it here too. But yeah, it is such an excellent grower and one that I highly suggest. I'll go ahead and do my honorable mentions like you guys don't already know. We have, of course, a Philodendron cordatum, Philodendron scandens. They are one and the same. They are definitely probably one of, if not the fastest growers, but everybody already knows that. And then here in my hallway, I do also have golden pothos that are up there. They get like no light up there, and they still grow really well. And I have had to cut this back because I couldn't see my little pictures of my ether. And I got done. Aren't those so cute? They are adorable. But yes, this one, and I neglect these. I water them maybe once a month if they're lucky. And they just still push out growth. So that is Philodendron scandens, and of course golden pothos. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing my houseplants as much as I love showing them to you. Please do, if you enjoyed this, like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, once I hit 2,000 subscribers, I will be doing another giveaway of a sought-after houseplant. Can't tell you all what it is yet, but it is something that people are looking for. Please do follow my Instagram at Frolicswithfoliage. I do post relatively frequently. I try to post at least a few times a week of some of my favorite houseplants currently in my collection. Alright guys, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much.